We know that there were a lot of abandoned, shut-up vehicles along the road, the highway around where that music festival was taking place in Re'im, which is about 20 miles or so south of where we are in Sderot. It had been going through the night, a lot of young people there enjoying themselves, dancing, enjoying the music as the sun was coming up. And then the missile strikes, the intercepts, the Iron Dome going off, and all that confusion. And out of that confusion, it appears that Hamas ran on there and were just killing in a frenzied way anyone that they could reach, anyone that they couldn't sort of pull back and take away and get back to Gaza. I was speaking with a doctor who's been here in this area for the last 36 hours or so, treating casualties, treating the wounded. He was down to that music festival afterwards to try to help with the casualties there. And what he describes as scenes of, and putting this in context, this is a doctor who deals with the aftermath of terrorist attacks on a routine basis in Israel. He told me that this was like nothing he'd ever seen before.
We're finding everything. I had like a 90-year-old woman with a bullet wound to her
breast. A 90-year-old woman?
Yeah, they're shooting everyone. Like there's no mercy at all. A 90-year-old woman with a bullet wound to her breast. I've had people with, like, you know, their RPG hit close by. They basically had terrible wounds and had to like decompress their chest from that. But beyond that, there was like every type of injury you can imagine. People lost limbs, people bullet wounds all over the place.
So he was talking about people being stabbed as well, and the RPG, the rocket-propelled grenade. This is a weapon normally used to break down buildings, to get into armored vehicles. Hamas using those weapons, he said, on the civilians. So finding out that the death toll, where all these young people were outside enjoying themselves through the night, of 260, just gives you a sense of the awful scale and the level of brutality. We know, or it's understood that there were about, because Hamas has given this number, we don't know for sure, but they say there are about 1,000 of them with weapons that came out of Gaza. Even with that number of people, that is a very, very high death toll. It speaks to the brutality. It speaks to the defenseless nature of all the people who were being killed. They couldn't run fast enough. They had no weapons to fight back. They were no threat to those gunmen. They could have run past them, and then nothing was going to happen. Nothing was going to happen to the gunmen. So this is extreme brutality that was executed upon these people, and it is. And the numbers keep growing because the discoveries keep happening. And it's the shock of the numbers that I think is just stunning Israel right now.